American white pelicans have a 9-foot wingspan. They can flap like other birds, but they're virtuosos of flight. Connoisseurs of air currents, sensational at soaring, gifted at gliding, perfect at precision flying. Graceful accents in the heavens. They winter on the Pacific coast, but return to this desert each spring. Why would pelicans, who can fly almost anywhere, come to a desert? The answer's just around this corner, northern Nevada's most beautiful surprise. Pyramid Lake, ringed by treeless mountains, accented by strange rock formations, enduring, yet constantly changing. Pelicans need a safe place to nest. This island named Anaho is perfect, and pelicans have come here for thousands of years. Pelicans may abandon their nests if disturbed, and the island is closed to human visitors. Birds going to and from the island often stop on the sandbar. White pelicans are mostly silent, so the wind and other species of birds make most of the background sound. Pelican beaks are over a foot long. The lower jaw opens down and sideways to make a big pouch, shaped like a spoon. In spring, they grow horns on their beaks, showing that they're ready to mate. These males are pursuing a female, but she hasn't made a choice. She leads them up and down the beach, staying just out of reach. After mating come 3 months of hard labor. Females lay their eggs in shallow depressions on the island, and both birds take turns sitting on them. There's nothing for pelicans to eat on the island, and they can't dive for fish out in the lake because they're surface feeders and don't dive like brown pelicans. Some fish come to shallow water along the shore, but not enough to feed everyone. Most pelicans make 200-mile round trips to feed in shallow marshes along the Carson and Walker rivers. The eggs hatch in a month. Both parents take turns bringing food to the nestlings for 2 months. The food's swallowed, then regurgitated into their mouths. Each chick needs 150 pounds of food. Life's not all work. There's still plenty of time for lounging on the beach. Birds on the beach sleep late and then preen their feathers. All birds preen, but pelicans have 20,000 feathers and spend hours on the job. They seem absorbed in their work, but see everything. A glimpse of another pelican with a fish starts a feeding frenzy. When one bird grabs a fish, others try to knock it away and eat it themselves. They don't seem to mind the rough play. It's just part of being a pelican. Pelicans are ponderous on land, but wondrously elegant in flight. Whole flocks respond to wind conditions undetectable to humans. This flock is headed for Anaho Island, but the wind's against it. They flap and then glide forward, supported by the wind flowing past their wings. These birds glide against wind blowing up a river and skim above the surface until they reach the beach. Pelicans climb thousands of feet and travel hundreds of miles almost without effort. They just flap to an updraft rising over warming ground and circle ever higher. Then, high-altitude winds take them to distant feeding grounds. They circle down in long glides when returning to the beach. Pelicans begin leaving the island in July, when the new birds can fly. This great flight is leaving the lake and heading for the Pacific coast, where it will stay until next year's breeding season. The birds are only following their instincts, but the effect is mesmerizing. An aerial ballet, choreographed by nature, danced to unheard music, and performed by feathered ballerinas.